All right, y'all, we're coming back with another one today. Another one, man. I don't know if I'm gonna make this one a bonus video or what. But today we're gonna watch Florida teen brutally murdered over Yeezy sneakers. I never understood what the fascination with sneakers or killing someone over sneakers is. I can maybe understand, and I'm not again co-signing anything. I could understand a situation happening over $1 million or something, over some money. People need money, blah, 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 whatever. You don't need sneakers. You don't need Jordans. And to me, it is like, I mean, if you're into that, that's great. You know, collect whatever you want. I used to collect comic books and baseball cards and like sports cards and stuff like that. And, you know, now I like cameras and electronics and things like that. But like, I'm not gonna kill nobody over no camera. I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go slice somebody over a GoPro. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? So you essentially giving up your freedom. Essentially, you are putting your freedom in jeopardy, your life in jeopardy, and somebody else's life in jeopardy, overlooking like you got money because those sneakers are expensive. But anyway, today we're watching Florida teen brutally murdered over Yeezy sneakers. You know how I do. Hit that like button, hit that notification bell so you know every time that I post another video. Hit that subscribe button, man. Why aren't you hitting the subscribe? Just hit the subscribe. Stop being scared. Oh, you talk too much. Hit that subscribe button because you're here. You know what I'm saying? I'll get to it when I get to it, man. I'll get to it. You got anything you want me to react to? You know how I do. I changed it up a little bit. Anyway, let's get started. God, that looks like Florida. That looks like Florida. But I mean, that was a drone shot, so I don't know.
A beautiful girl with a bright future ahead.
That looked like Europe.
Shot in the passenger's seat of her boyfriend's car.
Okay, she is not awake anymore.
Keep firm, steady pressure on that wound.
Not
stock
for love
footage.
or money.
That's her.
Please, I really need your help.
But over a pair of Yeezy sneakers. Little does the shooter know, he's already been caught on his family's security camera.
I have you on video.
Uh-oh.
And I can prove what happened.
Damn.
The penalty is death.
Oh.
Why me?
I will have my attorney call you.
So unbelievable.
Oh, Lord.
Still struggling with musty devices for
That's
live
funny. I
streaming?
said cameras. Now I'm getting the
Introducing
camera.
the
Of course. And of course, it's Florida. Of course, it's Florida. Of course, it's Florida. Anyway, Yeezys aren't even. I don't even. I just bought me some sneakers yesterday, and they were just some. I bought like I went to Skechers and bought me some sneakers. They were like buy two get one free. So I bought me 2 pairs of sneakers that were nice, one black, one white, and then a pair of Croc looking sneakers. I mean, not sneakers. Things because they're comfortable when I am in Florida. You can see here. So we wear that a lot here, but I would never understand what the fascination with these Yeezys are, man. Like to get to the point where you gotta hurt someone, even rob them, even if you're not killing them, if you're just robbing them for a pair of Yeezys. Like, what is that? Like, look, we know you're broke. We know you are. You can tell the brokest people dress the nicest.
At the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, 2 high school students from the Miami-Dade area of Florida brainstorm ways they can bring in some extra money. 18-year-olds Andrea Camps Lacayo and Sergio Berben have 3 pairs of Adidas Yeezys worth about $935 in total.
Jesus
Around
Christ.
2020, the sneaker brand designed by Kanye West is creating unique models with limited releases. Popularity and demand for certain styles is skyrocketing, and some sneakerheads would pay high dollar for a particular pair.
Sneakerheads.
Some sell for upwards of $500 online. One of Berben's friends helps share the word about the sneakers for sale, hoping to get a cut of the profit. She shares an image to her Instagram story and potential buyers begin reaching out. The friend tells Berben about the interested parties so they can organize a meetup.
Bro, yeah.
From the jump, Berben is skeptical. The
my
Instagram user
homeboys.
messages Berben directly, and they start their own conversation. He gives Berben an address in Homestead, Florida, and the two agree to meet. When Berben arrives, he parks his white Jeep Wrangler outside an abandoned home. It's a strange place for a meetup, but not peculiar enough that Berben thinks to leave. Once
Bro.
outside, Berben and his girlfriend, Andrea camps Lacayo.
You seriously gotta have you gotta develop if you like. I grew up in New York, so people grow up in New York and cities in Chicago, LA, we're in the street a lot, so we got some kind of street smart. I wouldn't have stopped there. Seriously. And I know you're saying, oh no, Rob, you're just saying that because you're sitting there watching it and you already know what happened. No. I've sold a lot of stuff on the internet. I think we all have. If I'm gonna meet someone, first of all, nobody ever comes to the house. Unless it's something really big, which rarely, that they have to pick up like a couch or something, they're not coming to the house. Because I don't want nobody knowing where I live. I'm gonna meet them somewhere. And it's always at a gas station where I know there's a busy ass gas station, or in the middle, or like, oh, we can meet somewhere where there's a lot of people. That's where I've always done it. One time I met a guy and I sat I forgot what I was selling a phone, and I parked in the 7-Eleven. He parked next to me. I sat in his, and he's like, oh, I'm here sitting in my car. So I seen him. I said, okay. I go out. He had his piece on him under a newspaper. We did the transaction, everything was cool, but after he found out I was cool, he was like, oh no, I just had to be safe. And then he showed it to me. Then I was like, oh, and then I showed him mine because I had mine on me, but I was hiding it too. So the whole transaction was one hand. You know what I mean? And then we just laughed about it and left. That was a peaceful, just in case transaction, but it could have gone south if he was a different person and I was a different person, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? You got to have street smart, bro.
Wait for the buyer to show up. They see one man approach the abandoned home on foot, 19-year-old George O'Shane Walton. Walton allegedly walks up to Berben's Jeep and asks to try on a pair of
How your
sneakers.
pants sag that low, bro? I
Berben
can't do
says
that. I've
he
never
needs
been
to
able
see
to.
proof of payment first.
Way too low.
According to Walton's social media presence, payment shouldn't be a problem. Walton doesn't show them any cash. Instead, an argument ensues. That's when Berben and Camps Lacayo realize Walton isn't alone. 19-year-old Adrian Cosby sneaks towards the open window and opens fire into the vehicle.
Damn.
Berben puts the Jeep into drive and speeds off, but he's too late. At least 2 shots have already been fired, and he realizes he's been hit. As he drives away, he calls 911.
What is the address for the emergency?
I was selling
He just
shoes
walked up and
I just
shot.
got, shot at. I'm currently
He didn't even say, yo, give me the sneakers or whatever. He just shot over some Yeezys. I don't think I've ever even seen Yeezys. I don't care. I don't care.
driving right now. I'm on Turnpike North at 112 Avenue. I'm gonna pull over to the side of the road, okay?
Here's a sneaky insurance trick they don't want you to know. All right, guys. So everybody is ditching the...
Okay, yeah, and if I'm going to send the police, that's not in our jurisdiction. Is this person still following you or something?
No, not that I know of.
Tell me exactly what happened.
Okay, so I was selling shoes, and he just shot us. I don't know if it was a pellet gun or not, but we're bleeding.
Berben's arm has been grazed, but adrenaline is running high. He's able to remain calm and is focused on getting help, but he's yet to realize the seriousness of his girlfriend's injuries. After a few minutes on the phone, Berben sees that his girlfriend is in bad shape. A bullet appears to have blasted through Camps Lacayo's seatbelt and struck her in the abdomen. She's floating in and out of consciousness.
Okay, please help.
Yes, sir, I'm getting help over there. Stay on the line. Where are you bleeding from, sir?
She got shot near the stomach.
Okay, and you?
On my arm, but I'm fine. I just
Okay.
need help for her.
Listen, I already have them on the way, okay? And the person that shot you, what type of vehicle did they leave in?
Okay.
Listen to me. What type of vehicle did they leave in, sir?
They were on foot. I'm in a Jeep Wrangler, a white Jeep Wrangler.
And the female that's with you, is she still awake?
Yes,
Okay.
So for those of you there's a lot of people, including myself, when I didn't know about this. When you hear 911 operators, you'd be like, "Oh, why are they so mean? Why doesn't she just let him talk? My God, he's distraught. You gotta let him talk. Oh my God, why isn't she nicer?" In this situation, in situations like this, right? You gotta understand they're panicked. They are panicked. That 911 operator has to take control of it, and she has to. Although this is a messed up situation, she has to be firm. She has to say, look, tell me where you are. I understand something happened. Tell me where you are so I can send you help. Do this so I can do this. Do this so I can. She has to take control. That person needs to be controlled because they're uncontrollable right now. They're panicked. So you can't just be like, "Oh, okay. Oh, no, I understand. Just go ahead." You unfortunately at that moment, somebody has to have a clear head so that help can be sent on the way. Because if not, then you know what I mean?
She's awake. She just threw up. I'm putting pressure on the wound right now.
They're already on the way to you.
Okay. Please. I really need your help.
Keep firm, steady pressure on that wound.
Okay, she is not awake anymore.
Okay, stay on the line.
The dispatcher is able to send an ambulance to Berben's location, but his girlfriend's condition is only getting worse. They load her into an ambulance and take her to the nearest hospital while Berben tells an officer on scene what happened.
I'm fine. Trust me.
We're gonna meet you there, okay?
No. You can't go. This is a scene.
Come on out. It wasn't here though.
It doesn't matter. She was in it. You guys were in it. Yeah, go with us. Let us check you out, man.
Damn.
Okay. I know you're fine right now because all that adrenaline.
Yeah, adrenaline's pumping. Adrenaline's up.
Trust me, I'm fine.
That's fine. Okay. Don't worry. Let us check you out. If you're fine, we'll let you go. All
Okay,
right?
but can I go with her? No, they're gone.
Officers look through Berben's vehicle while paramedics check him out. So far, all law enforcement knows is that this wasn't a hit and run. It was a targeted attack. They just don't know who did it or why. Did you know that your personal data is being harvested and sold online by data brokers? Anyone
What
can
the
buy
hell?
your personal details. When this happens, you're at risk for a
Bro,
whole
I'm
host
sorry.
of things.
I gotta keep going.
They were at a QTH and where were they headed to the hospital? I don't know.
So they got shot at the 272 QTH and they were driving over here?
I guess.
You know, bro. So they got shot at another QTH and they were driving this way? Yeah, and they get stopped here.
Yeah, you already spoke with them. I don't know. They left to go to the hospital too.
Yeah, Mel went over there.
Well, I'm gonna have to go because I got to get all the information.
Yeah.
The officers will have to circle back to the location Berben gave the dispatcher over the phone. There, they hope to find surveillance video or witnesses who can give them a better idea of what happened. Until then, they're working with limited information.
Nothing, just black males wearing black clothing and blue jeans. That's all we have right now.
Black males, plural though, correct?
Yeah, 2 black males.
Oh,
You want me to go with you to the hospital on primary?
Yeah. Actually, can you follow them right now? Thank you.
Sergio, Berben, and the officers head to a Miami-Dade hospital for an update on
Jesus, man.
Camp's Lacayo's condition. By the time they arrive, she's been rushed into surgery. Unfortunately, her condition is too fragile to survive the operation. Andrea Camps Lacayo dies from a gunshot wound to her abdomen. Now, Miami-Dade police are looking into more than a random shooting. They're investigating a homicide. In the neighborhood where the shooting takes place, detectives spot house after house with home security systems, including Adrian Cosby's family home. They were able to compile footage from an array of cameras to track their suspect from the scene of the shooting all the way back to Cosby's residence. On April 8, 2020, the day after the shooting, investigators asked the Cosby family for access to their home surveillance.
They want to look at the camera system.
Investigators are able to confirm Adrian Cosby's identity from the footage.
Oof.
A few days later, they bring Cosby down to the station for questioning.
Tell me what you heard about.
Yo, these young cats are stupid as hell, bro. I mean, young people always been stupid. I know I was dumb when I was young. They always been stupid, always. Rarely are you gonna find like a young person who's like, oh, yo, he's just cunning. Look how cunning he is. Rarely, you know, there's cameras everywhere. This is why I say, like in this particular case, it was stupid. It was stupid to rob someone. That's the first dumb thing. It was stupid to shoot them. It was stupid because you know there are cameras everywhere. It just always imagine, always think there's a camera watching you. Always. Always.
Like what happened? Because you know that somebody got killed.
Yeah, I heard. Like, that was my mom told me. She told me, like, they said whoever did that, they hopped out that fence.
Mm-hmm.
But then she told me that the people said whoever did that ran in the backyard, or ran in the back of the abandoned house.
So your mom said that whoever killed the person ran through the abandoned house.
Yeah.
And is that abandoned house behind your house?
Yeah, that abandoned house.
I'm not putting words in your mouth. I want you to.
Yeah. But she told me what the detective said.
Right. Is there in fact an abandoned house behind you?
Yes.
Okay. So they allegedly jumped the fence into your yard?
Yes.
Allegedly.
So, Adrian, what happened was something like very tragic. It was a very tragic thing that happened. Okay. You know, there was a young girl that was killed. An 18-year-old girl. Like I had to go talk to the family, and like I've never seen heartbreak like that in my entire life.
That's crazy,
like
bro.
You know, like an honor student in high school. You know, you know, just like a young, like innocent, like think of like a real innocent, like young girl, bro. Like your sister, she's gone.
Over a pair of fucking sneakers, man. You fucking crazy.
To this girl, it speaks for itself. Like I know what happened. It's a tragedy, but I know what happened.
Yeah.
I know exactly what happened, and I can prove what happened in many, many different ways.
Yeah.
As an investigator, when I look at you in the eye, I can see that you don't have that personality or the demeanor where you're going to intentionally and willfully point a gun at a human being and shoot them and intend to kill them. I don't want to believe that. Okay, but right now, that is what it looks like.
I don't care if he looks innocent. I don't care if he has that in his eye. I know he's probably just saying that as a tactic to get him to talk. But even if his intention was not to shoot her and he shot her by accident, he still did the act. He still did. Even if he wouldn't have shot her, I still would have thought he was, you know, he was a shithead.
That is what I see.
Well, you saying I did it?
Adrian, let's not do that, man. Adrian, let's not do that, man. I'm gonna level with you. There is surveillance video footage in that complex. Literally, I've never seen so much surveillance video footage in one entire complex in 2 blocks.
Yo, they had like a whole movie.
The sheer amount of video to where I can go to anybody's house and I can say, hey, I see that you have video in your house. Do you mind if I take a look at it?
Okay, can you show me though?
Adrian, hold on. You want to see yourself on video killing somebody?
I didn't kill nobody. That's the whole thing. I didn't kill nobody, but...
You're mixing or producing a track and you want another vocal harmony? Here's a way to create new harmonies with that.
Okay.
I didn't kill nobody, but...
You didn't?
Adrian.
Well, y'all got one, that was me.
Adrian.
Tell you, it was me.
Adrian.
I didn't kill nobody.
I can see you walking from your house.
Wasn't me.
Adrian, I can see your face.
I'm telling y'all, it wasn't me.
The investigator allows Cosby to see some of the footage. Maybe if he knows the evidence he's up against, he'll be more forthcoming.
Like right here, that's that turn to go down that street. And then several houses in is the abandoned house. And then right behind that abandoned house is your house.
The security footage shows two individuals walking from Cosby's home to the abandoned house in the minutes leading up to when Andrea Lacayo was fatally shot. Footage also shows Berben's Jeep driving towards the meeting place specified by Cosby through Instagram messages. Data from cell phone tower pings places Cosby's device near the site of the shooting, and phone records show him making a suspicious video call at 1:19 p.m., just minutes before the gunfire. The video call is to Eric Reedon Jr., the Instagram user who first reached out to Berben about the sneakers. Messages from Berben's phone show it was Reedon who apparently organized the meetup between Berben and Walton. Reedon was Berben's main point of contact.
And you're taking pictures with guns, like that's cool.
Sale himself, and he didn't know what happened once his friends Walton and Cosby
and
arrived.
posting it.
The surveillance footage and cell phone data align to tell the story even more accurately than witness accounts. One video from a neighbor's home security camera shows the suspect hurry towards Berben's Jeep just before he speeds away. In the background, a gunshot can be heard. As the Jeep speeds off, security footage shows the two suspects running away from the scene. Cosby takes the same route all the way back to his family home, where a living room camera captures him going inside and sitting on the couch.
Damn.
After Cosby is faced with some of the footage, he seems ready to talk.
So, I just want to level with you. I told you at the very beginning, I'm like a very straight shooter kind of guy. I'm not the guy.
Oh, was he trying to be funny? I'm a straight shooter?
Like, with you and lie and say,
I'm trying to make light of this,
I got
but
your DNA, I got your fingerprints, I got this, I'm not going to do that. I have you on video. Walking from your house, past several houses that have video towards the homicide scene. I have a eyewitness that was outside that I don't think you saw, but they saw you. They don't know you, but they saw you. And then I have, what else do I have? The driver of the Jeep. He picked you up. He picked you out of a lineup, just so that you know, because he saw you, and you have a very specific look to you.
I didn't know it was gonna be a girl in the car. I thought it was just gonna be a boy. To tell you the truth, I didn't see the girl. Cause if I would have seen the girl, I would never pulled a gun. I just seen the man in there.
Okay.
Cosby.
So if you knew there was a girl in there, he wouldn't have shot nobody. Okay. So he thought it was just the man, so man, fuck it. I get it.
Comes clean that he pulled the trigger, but says the whole thing was actually a setup by a friend. Cosby claims he thought the meetup was over a pound of weed, not someone selling shoes.
So he led you to believe that it was a drug rip?
Yeah.
Really? I wonder why he did that though. Why not just tell you the truth? Like, hey, we're gonna get some shoes.
I don't care for shoes. I don't care for clothes.
Because you don't give a shit about shoes?
Shoes or clothes. Huh?
So you think that he kind of tricked you in order to get your help?
Yeah, basically.
Everybody turning on everybody now.
Plant things in your head now.
But investigators know too much to believe that version of the story. Eric Reedon Jr. is never charged in connection with the shooting or the robbery.
He wasn't there.
Walton
no proof that
allegedly
he did
confesses to
anything.
investigators that the idea was always to attempt to steal the Yeezy shoes after trying them on. But Cosby's decision to sneak up on the couple was apparently not part of the plan. With a confession from both suspects, Miami-Dade police are able to charge both George O'Shane Walton and Adrian Cosby with second-degree murder, robbery, and attempted murder. Both men are held without bond until their trial in October 2024. Walton is ultimately found guilty on all counts and sentenced to life behind bars.
Damn.
At Cosby's trial, the jury convicts him of first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, and attempted robbery. In October 2024, more than 4 years after Andrea Lacayo was killed, Cosby learns his fate, a life sentence for a life taken. At the sentencing
4
hearing,
years.
Camps Lacayo's father, Alexander Camps, gets the chance to speak directly to his daughter's killer through his victim impact statement. There is no forgiveness on this earth for animals like you. There is only one place animals like you belong, and that's in prison for the rest of your life.
Prison? Shit, he's
Those
being
words
nice.
trigger something in Cosby, who screams and lunges towards the family. The judge sentences Cosby to life, plus an additional 25 years, all thanks to a neighborhood full of home security systems, and to his own family, whose living room camera captured enough footage to help keep him locked away for the rest of his natural days.
How you gonna lunge at the family, though? I don't understand. Actually, because I'm not thinking like that. You know, we're not thinking like that, so we can say, I don't understand, because we're not thinking like these idiots, man. I don't... Over some Yeezys. Thank you, Devon Steven, for this video. This guy got good ass videos, man. He makes some great content. I hope I don't get copyright. I probably am, like I always do. But yo, over a pair of sneakers. Why? Sneakers. I don't get it, man. A pair of sneakers, bro. If you can listen, God forbid this happens to anyone's child, to anybody. You hurt one of my kids over a pair of sneakers. You're gonna be that petty? I'm gonna be even pettyless. I just feel like I have to be. Like, man, that's insane, over a pair of sneakers. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this, man. If you got anything you want me to react to, go ahead and put it in the comments below, and I'll get to it when I get to it. And as always, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know every time when I post another video. And hit that subscribe button, man. Help a dude out, man. Help a brother out. And I'll see you guys on the next smoke.